It's time to rev up your engines and enter the real driving simulator. The king is back. Let's talk about Gran Turismo 7 and why, if you're a gearhead, you need to pick this up. Let's get into it.
This wasn't written with your comfort in mind. Nah. Made my decision, wasn't tough to decide. Nah. Me and my boys, we get it done every time. Gotta earn it, you can't just jump in the line. You'll get rushed to the side. I top my division, I've been building since I started. In the parking lot, I parked it. I came in while picking targets. My career cannot be tarnished. I'm a champion regardless. Celebrate, but this is a different kind of lucha party. We are not alike.
Before we kick off this video, I want to give a huge shout out to PlayStation for providing a review copy of Gran Turismo 7 for the PlayStation 4 as well as the PlayStation 5. This is a series that I have been with since 1997, since the original came out, and I've played every single entry from the PlayStation original, where we had Gran Turismo 1 and 2, PlayStation 3, where we had Gran Turismo Aspect in 2001, and then eventually got 3 and 4, and then 5 and 6 on the PlayStation 3, as well as Sport on the PlayStation 4, along with the sole PSP entry and oddly no entry on the PlayStation Vita, and now here we are in 2022 with the latest entry, none other than Gran Turismo 7. This is a title that is dual release. Yes, it is available on PlayStation 4 as well as PlayStation 5. And it's a title that if you've been looking for that racing simulation, this is going to scratch every single one of your itches and then some. But before we dive into this review, make sure you sub to the channel, ding the notification bell. That way you stay up to date on all the latest and greatest content that comes from this channel. And if you want to pick up a copy of this game, I will have links down below so you can go and get it. And also, if you want to support the content that we do, make sure you head on over to patreon.com/Mekel Kasanova, as well as checking out our channel memberships here on YouTube. And we also got some swaggy merch over on Teespring and TeePublic, so go check those out as well. With all that being said, let's go ahead and dive into this review of Gran Turismo 7. To say that Gran Turismo 7 feels like a complete breath of fresh air for the series is an understatement, as this is truly the first game to build upon the foundations laid in Gran Turismo 6 and the esports feel of Gran Turismo Sport, while crafting it all into its own unique identity. Starting off with the controls, it's the absolute smoothest I've ever felt for the franchise, with the game taking full advantage of the DualSense's haptic triggers and haptic feedback, which provide a deep level of immersion unlike any racing game that's out there right now. And it allows you, especially with the haptic feedback, to feel every aspect of the terrain that you are driving over, be it a paved track, off-road with rocks and rubble, and slippery water-filled tracks and more. The DualSense also allows you to play the game using motion controls by tilting your controller if that's more your flavor. You can also utilize the directional pad on the DualSense if you wanted a more rigid feeling to your controls. By default, your controls are set to movement being the left stick with the acceleration being R2 and reverse being triangle. The camera perspective shift is controlled by pressing R1, which lets you shift between third person outside of the car and the driver's seat, complete with seeing your arms to the interior of the car that you're in, and finally to a full-on first-person perspective. Well, there are technically two versions of first-person perspective here, which are honestly my personal favorite viewpoints. If you have a racing wheel or a setup such as the Logitech G923 or the Thrustmaster T248, then you can get further immersed and feel almost one-to-one what it's like to drive each vehicle. Upon starting up the game, you're given the option of diving into the world map or Music Rally. Music Rally has you selecting one of several music tracks from artists like Idris Elba and Mekel Kasanova and more, with you needing to reach the finish line by passing through music checkpoints which add to your timer, which continues to count down. It's quite the arcade feeling mode, with the music being affected based on how close the timer is to zero. World Map has you creating a nickname and is basically the campaign or career mode of the game. You'll need to select your race difficulty, with the options being easy, normal, and hard. If this is your first Gran Turismo or you're getting into racing sims for the first time, then I'd recommend you dive into easy difficulty, whereas normal is a good starting point if you're used to racing games but still not the most comfortable with racing simulators. And finally, there's hard difficulty, which turns this into a pure simulation racer with no assist existence and is the difficulty that I personally prefer to play the game in. Once you finish your settings, then you're off to select a starting car and will be tasked with finishing races within the top 3 spots and will earn you a new car to add to your collection. The Gran Turismo Cafe is your central hub for talking to the owner, Luca, and getting new races to collect cars and compete in various races and open more aspects of the game and win items such as roulette tickets, which can land you some nifty bonuses and new and rare cars. Entering the showcase allows you to watch various replays and look at photos taken from other drivers the world over, while World Circuits allows you to compete in various tracks from the Americas, Europe, and Asia and Oceania, as well as championships. GT Sport Mode also returns from Gran Turismo Sport with a similar setup as that game. Tuning Shop allows you to use your credits to purchase various parts for your cars, such as new tires, suspension, muffler, weight reduction, and more. Brand Central is your one-stop shop for purchasing newer cars, while you can head over to used cars to get a car at a decent price with some mileage on it. There are well over 420 cars in this game with over 90 tracks, so you'll never get bored with this game in my opinion. Per series tradition, you can go to the license section to get more licenses and earn some credits, which helps to unlock more to the game. Now, graphically speaking, Gran Turismo 7 incorporates dynamic weather and lighting, which was missing from Gran Turismo Sport, along with offering some of the best graphics, and not just a racing title, but also any game out there, with the game running at 4K 60 frames per second with high dynamic range and ray tracing. It's just jaw-dropping. My starting car was a 2014 Honda Fit Hybrid, which is a car that I actually own in real life. And with how detailed everything in the game is, from the cars to their interiors and the environments and more, it just makes you feel like you're actually there in the world of Gran Turismo. The game takes full advantage of the PlayStation 5's hardware by giving you access to the 3D spatial audio and takes full advantage of that fast hard drive, which makes loading times feel almost non-existent. So what are the downsides of this entry? Honestly, there is none. Well, if there was an issue you could potentially bring up, it could be the fact that this game is always online required. That's if you're doing the single player campaign, and this is done just to make sure that there's no cheating. Though if you go into arcade mode, that is completely offline. So if you got bad internet, you might have some difficulty playing this title, but that's probably the only downside, I guess you could say, for this entry, but not really something I think is that big of an issue. This is a true return to form for this fabled franchise, and Polyphony Digital and Kazunori Yamauchi have delivered in every way, shape, and form. If you're looking for a definitive simulation racer to sink your teeth into, then Gran Turismo 7 is the game for you. Gran Turismo 7 offers you everything you could ask for in a racer, with an insanely large number of cars, limitless customization, a large diverse set of tracks to choose from, a compelling single player campaign, and engaging arcade mode, and one of the absolute best online racing experiences you're likely to have this side of Forza. If you own a PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 4 and are a racing gearhead, then Gran Turismo 7 is a must-own title and a celebration of the series that changed the racing simulation world over the last 25 years. And that's it. That's the review for Gran Turismo 7 for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. And again, mahalo to PlayStation 4 providing a review copy of this game. I have really enjoyed my time with it, and I honestly, I felt that Gran Turismo Sport wasn't the best that the series could be, and after playing this, it's like, yes, this is building upon everything I loved in Gran Turismo 5 and 6, and just taking it to a whole new echelon and adding in way more to make it the complete Gran Turismo package that you, as an auto head, should be playing. But enough about my opinion. What do you guys think? Do you like Gran Turismo 7? Is it a game you're looking forward to? What platform are you picking it up on? Are you picking it up on the PlayStation 4 or the PlayStation 5? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comment section down below. And if you want to pick up this game, I will have links to it down below as well. So make sure you sub to the channel, ding the notification bell. That way you stay up to date on all the latest and greatest content that comes from this channel. And if you want to support the content that we do, such as reviews, impressions, live streams, interviews with the gaming and tech industry, and so much more, then make sure you head on over to patreon.com/Mekel Kasanova or become a channel member today. All that being said, I will catch you guys in the next one. I hope you have an aloha rest of your day. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys at the tracks. Let's get this racing going. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Mahalo for making it to the end of the video. And if you found anything of importance or substance that you gained from watching this, make sure you leave a comment down in the comment section below. If you haven't already, make sure you sub to the channel and ding the notification bell. That way you stay up to date on all the content that you get from my channel, from podcasts, streams, reviews, impressions, reactions, and so much more. If you want to support what we do have channel memberships, we've got Patreon, we've got Subscribe Star, as well as coffee, which I would love to be drinking some coffee right now, which I am. That's some good coffee. But anyway, we got all of that, and we also have merch on Teespring and TeePublic, so make sure you go check that out. And all that being said, I just hope to see you in the next video that I put out. So hey, see you around.